We as NestAngel, we are a growing company that supplies everything you would find in a hotel room, essentially, from the linen, toiletries, towels, down to the toilet paper. We have come up with this service because there was this increased demand of getting the short-term space a little bit more formalized. A lot of people approached us and said, we want you to get our linen demand ready, and this was a relatively busy and also messy task to do. So we went into the rental space and said it's much easier when we unify the whole offer and we give everyone a clean linen set as it is in a hotel, in a 5-star hotel, and take it from there. And that is where it really took off, right? So being a one-stop solution for all the supplies you would need in a hotel room, really. So we started with the Airbnb space simply because that is where we saw the biggest demand in the beginning for us to grow, and realized very quickly that more and more industries were approaching us and asking, hey, can you do this for us, right? Because we are very good at delivering on time. Yeah? And that is obviously a key aspect. It's not only good enough to offer 5-star linen, right, that are always crisp and always nice, but you also have to deliver it on time. And that is really how one thing led into another. So the Airbnb space got a little bit more formalized, right? Bigger players came into the space. More projects were concentrated in big apartment buildings, and then suddenly, without us really realizing it in the beginning, we were already in the service apartment space, right? And then really one thing led on to another. Then service apartment providers came to us and say, hey, we have problems with our linen provider. It doesn't come reliably. Can you please help us? And obviously we did. And that's how it started really to kick off. And now we are one of the preferred suppliers for almost everyone in that space, right? So we work with the biggest short-term and long-term rental providers, and are now the biggest even in Europe. Yeah. I think the impact is on premium quality linen, yeah, or premium quality products in general. We have made a decision as a company to always go with the premium quality, just because with lower quality standards, you have way too many issues in this industry. Yeah? So we try to unify it as much as possible and always go for the premium inventory, just to make sure that everyone gets at least a minimum that they would need. There is an increased demand for certain other products that came up in time. That is toiletries, for instance. So the focus was not at all on toiletries in the beginning, right? So people were worried about their linen, and once we fulfilled this, then they said, okay, we need toiletries now, right? So we made sure that they have those essentials as well. And so there is a little bit of expansion on the product side, but what's very important is that the basics are right, and that is the linen and the small amenities like toilet paper, toiletries, that this is always reliably there so they can plan for their guests in the evening. So this is basically how it works. Yeah. Yeah, very good. In the beginning, right, it was very important for the end user to go and have a very local experience. Right? So you want to go into a city, you want to meet the locals, and you want to sit with them and mingle and figure out more about the city than just go there and see the sightseeings. Yeah? And then the change started, right? So people wanted to have the same experience, but they didn't want to worry about, oh, is my bed going to be clean, right? Is my environment nice? Do I have a little shampoo there on the side, or do I have to bring it? Yeah, so it got a little bit more professional, and the demands increased accordingly from the end user. That being said, it means that the demand has risen sharply. Yeah? So this means they now are very wary that they have their good linen, they have their good toiletries, and that everything is basically set up like in a hotel, but with this added touch, being in a local environment with a host who maybe guides them a little bit. And yeah, so we have seen this. The good thing on that is, since we supply that, our customers also see this reflected in reviews, right? So their reviews have increased because suddenly the customer felt in a local area, in a city they've never been before, but in a 5-star bed, yeah, essentially, receiving the same comfort. And that is really what it is all about for us. Yeah. Yeah, so we have grown substantially. It's not an easy undertaking. We're talking about a service space, not just a website platform that needs a little bit of IT, right? And then it takes off. So there are a lot of things to be considered. It's very intense on operational procedures. It's very intense on logistics. Yeah. So those two components make the real mix of why this all works so well for us. We have been approached by many of our clients that also operate internationally, that we please come and sort it for them internationally like we do in London. So that is one thing of the growth strategy that we are pursuing now, that we say, okay, let's have this in multiple markets. And for that, we basically focus on tier 1 cities in Europe right now. And we use obviously our existing clients to get a stronghold in other cities relatively quickly. Yeah. So this is kind of the symbiosis that happens here, that they have a need there and we already fulfill their need here. And the step then towards another city is relatively easy. And also what we see is obviously that we are a very seasonal business, right? So it's very demanding in summer. Yeah, June, July, August are always the times where all the tourists coming to London or other cities. So the growth in general comes through this, obviously taking on new customers that see how reliable we actually offer everything, and then expanding internationally with existing clients first, and then obviously as a next step acquiring new customers over there. So yeah.